Welcome, everybody, to the Onward VR Master League week number 9, I believe. Maybe it's week 10, actually, because it is Monday. I think we're in week 10. Let me double check. I got it right here. Week 9. I was right. I was thinking ahead. Week 9, Rome versus Blaze. This should be a fun matchup to drop into. Blaze had a lot of eyes on them last season as they sort of started to climb into the top 10 rankings. Showed that they were a team that was definitely, a competitive one. And now they have had a lot less attention this season. I think they've had roughly 5 or 6 games cast overall. They've been out there challenging teams pretty consistently. 3 challenges actually this season. And now we're here watching them take on Rome in a challenge. And I'm really curious to see, where they're at this season. I haven't really gotten a good look at them. Honestly, I've only cast the first few games in the season where they put up a pretty dang good fight against Blaze. Against G-Men and struggled against Globochem. So they kicked off this season with some really challenging teams to face off against because they did so well in season 7. So not to say that they've fallen from that ranking, but I'm going to look at overall worldwide where they're at. And I mean, yeah, they're basically where they were last season. They're still a very competitive squad, gold-ranked team, competing to be in the top 10. They're ranked 11th right now. Rome ranked 17th. So that it's interesting. Their gap in MMR is only 20, but their separation in rank is nearly is almost 8 rankings. So a lot of competitive teams right in this. Interestingly enough, 10 to 18 spot. It's why the wild card's always usually so interesting when we get around to that at the end of the year, or end of the season, excuse me. But yeah, I'm curious to see how Blaze squares off against Rome, who another squad that honestly I don't think I've had. We've only had 1 cast on them this season, so not a lot of eyes. They beat Legionnaires, they beat VRML. They put up a good fight against Fury, who's been competing pretty well this season. So almost beat Blaze earlier this season. Let's see the overall score line. Yeah, 3. They actually won map 1 on Quarantine, lost to Downfall. I mean, put up a good fight against Blaze last time. So I do expect to see a pretty competitive bout here with these two. We can dive into the active rosters. Over on Rum's side, we have Gladiator, Lucky AF, Lorena Scout, William Dunce, and Mike Crook. And over on Blaze, we have Noman, one of our fellow casters, Batman, Zero, Silent Knight, and Prefontaine. No real roster surprises there. Those are, if I am correct, all active players on the roster. I don't think any subs are in effect on either side here. Double check my math on that, but I'm pretty sure that is the case with both of these rosters. And we should get into pick bans because looks like this lobby is almost readied up and we are going to be hopping into the action soon. The ban coming in from Rome is Tanker, and the ban coming in from Blaze is Downfall. Opposite styles of maps being banned there, obviously the long range and close quarters. We've seen Tanker definitely played a lot more this season, and some real interesting strats are being brought out there, so I'm not surprised why some teams are starting to lean into banning that. I think we saw it banned yesterday as well. Either way, solid picks, and then for the map choice, for map number 1 of the series, we are going to be facing off on Bazaar, so I think a really nice kind of even playing ground to kick things off. Has some long lanes, has some tight angles, lots of maneuver, interesting routes to be taken here. one of the more fun maps to spectate, in my opinion. I also do enjoy watching a good quarantine, which still is on the table to be picked, and I do expect to see that probably actually picked from Rome, considering they beat Blaze on it last time. Not sure what we're waiting for, but we should be ready to hop into the action any minute here. I think looking at the overall scoreline, if I'm gonna have to guess, I'm gonna personally throw the hat in the I'm gonna side on Blaze here. I think that they're definitely the. I don't even know if I can say stronger team yet, because I'm curious to see how Rome's gonna square off. Because I have really not caught very much of the action from that Rome side. Really kind of unknowns, honestly, in both. In my eyes, at the very least. Not in the league's eyes. They've been around for a very long time. I just have not been spectating either one of these teams very much. And curious to see how this matchup squares away. We hop into round 1 of map 1. Take a gander at the offensive setup here. William Dunce and Gladiator grabbing the center Bazaar area. They sent 1 east and 2 to the west. You can see on your mini-map that Blaze has invested 1 west defender way over there. They're sort of really conceding the east side. Not a lot of coverage there. Whoever's over on the east is going to have a relatively easy rotation. And Smoke's coming in. I think that is to assist with the crossing of that street. Gladiator also dials in right to where Silent Knight was just peeking a second ago. Brain Scout is that east push. He's got a decent eye right into the... Oof. Yeah, this is a strat we started to see a little more often in the daytime, right out of the night vision, peeking into those dark areas. Mike Crook finds a pick.
Give any smokes?
Over on the west side. Yeah, it looks like whoever was defending over here was rotating out. Batman going down there on the rotation.
Got one down, Bazaar.
It is a solid pickup. No one else in the center there anymore. They have 1 east, and the rest of the team has shifted over to this west side. They should have a relatively free crossing. I don't think Silent's watching this street. Mike Cook and Lucky waiting to see if there's any sort of peeking from Silent. Mike's dialed in onto that window. Lucky AF also across, and Mike's still trained in. I do think he probably saw Silent rotate there. Wonder if Noman has spotted this too. He has to have seen this rotation here. You see him dropping back shots from William Dunce, just missing Prefontaine on the backside. He's about to be sandwiched. Those shots directed over at... Oh, from Zero, actually. I thought they were getting directed at the crossing of Matt there from Silent, but that seems to have gotten across free and easy. Prefontaine does catch Lucky trying to flank him around that backside, and now it's up to William Dunce. and Matt to sort of make this push happen. They do have that east push slowly inching his way in. The Lorena Scout could find the sides of a couple of defenders here if he's fortunate enough. Noman has his back completely exposed. So does Prefontaine. What is Lorena's plan? He has that shotgun. He has to get up close and personal if he really wants to get these kills. William Dunce finds Noman. Prefontaine's looking for the shots. So locked in there. Mike Crook and Silent trading. William Dunce goes for the push. Shots from Prefontaine nearly miss him. Lorena Scout on the backside picks up the shotty shots. The confirm kill coming in on objective, and we're into the 1v2. Silent and Zero have to hold objective for another minute. And it is in tight quarters, so we'll see what Lorena can do. Silent trying to catch him out here as Lorena rotates. Getting pretty aggressive here from Silent, trying to get an angle onto Lorena. Moves up into this two-story, has to be aware of that shotty and finds the back of Lorena trying to rotate out from that window. Blaze. Grab the round, take the lead, 1-0. Figure out why we have black bars on the screen real quick too, huh? Does look like we have a drop on the side of Blaze, hence the bit of a longer time between rounds here. I'm sure both squads wanting to dive back into the action. We have this break. Now we're down one apiece on each team. Someone must have had to do like a full computer restart here. Wonder if a timeout is being taken. I haven't gotten any word from either one of the squads. But if I were a wagering man, that's where I would. We're gonna have a timeout here, so I'm going to have to patiently await the outcome of this action, see just how Rome is going to compete against this Blaze squad. 20 MMR separates them, so not a big MMR separation, but rank-wise, they are separated by, you know, Blaze is 11 and Rome is 18. So within that 20 MMR, there are a lot of teams competing to be, you know, in that top 10. It's the top 5 that's hard to break into. There's a 40 MMR separating rank 6 and rank 7 worldwide. And so really, I mean, if you're anywhere in the 1200 MMR range, you're competing for what could be a you know, you could be competing with the Animal House in a rank 7 position. Granted, 40 MMR also still a lot, you know, from 1200 to 40, but I don't know. It's a competitive league this season, that's for sure. Top 5 is swapping around all over the place. Got ranks 7 through 18. Pretty close in MMR. Update on the tech issues. Rome has all 5 Blaze still waiting for their 5th. So I'm going to say we're on a timeout. Do have info here. Yeah. Tech issues. I'm sure one of these teams had to take time out, or they both just mutually agreed that they needed to have a pause because there was issues on both sides. Although it did seem to start with Blaze. But hopefully we'll be back into the action. I don't think I'll cut us to an intermission just yet. I think, according to my news scouts, according to the director's desk, we'll be live in 30 seconds. Just a quick update, too, if you are tuning in. We still are on map number 1. The matchup has just begun. Blaze has taken the early lead, surviving their Volk round with 2 left alive. So a decent push. Pretty well-structured push, honestly, coming in from Rome. I think if Lorena had a rifle, things could have been a little bit different. You know, his range definitely inhibited him from getting the early shots on the Noman, because he saw Noman inside. So he could have killed Noman and gone for Prefontaine with in a pretty quick succession. But you know, it's different watching it from the top down. So what I think is a easy move is not easy. Yeah, I don't think there are any subs coming in from Blaze either. Just getting Batman back into the lobby, and we are back into the action. Rome versus Blaze. Map number 1, round number 2.
Wait for me to get the east.
Yep, smoke.
Oh,
Give me one of your smokes. Thank you.
You are a member of this team, and I go.
No, man, let me know when you get over there.
I will. 100%. Watch your head there, baby. Don't get shot. Okay, good. I didn't get shot.
Following this east rotation, Noman could be running into some action. He's not careful here. They do have eyes. William Dunst trained in right onto this wall. Noman's going to be running right into his line of sight. Shots come in. They do tag him, and down he goes. William picking up the first blood of the round. If Batman can find the refrag, he does have an idea of where Will is. I don't think he'll be ready for Mike, who's also taking up a position on the tank. No, he's not. Mike picks out Batman. Blaze now into a 3v4 as Prefontaine grabs one for himself over here on the west side. Smokes are out on this street as well, so the push should be coming in. And you can see the rotation also coming in from Rome, dropping back over into this objective, but a nice start for them onto this round. And they're into an early 4v3 advantage with 4.5 left on the clock. Wow, what a great redirect from Silent 2. Completely actually blocks out vision on maybe who he would try to pick off there. Does get inside as Zero grabs the pick from the middle courtyard. Gladiator has eyes on, and Silence pushing in. Tags Gladiator. He could be charging in onto objectives. Luckily, William on the back end picks him up. Very nice hold from Will there. Prevents Blaze from getting inside OBJ and eventually capping. Now it's up to Zero and Prefontaine into this 2v2. And Rome nicely rotating back onto objective. Really good defensive rotations here. We'll see if Zero's able to find any. He does grab one, coming in around to William Dunst. The trade gives Blaze the ultimate Marsoc win as Prefontaine's the last survivor. But a really nice defensive job there from Rome. Did all the right things, rotated in all the right places, but just couldn't find those final picks. Close quarter battle going in favor of Blaze. That Shoddy again not winning in that trade scenario, and you have to wonder about its value. Lorena does have one kill though. He did grab one early in that, or late in that first round. So not to say that you can't kill people with it in competitive league scene, but what could have been with a rifle. My job to speculate. That's why I'm up here. Blaze take that 2-0 lead. We dive into round number 3. Map 1. Take a look at the KDs there. Zero and Silent Knight are the outstanding shooters of Blaze today. Putting Noman and Batman on their back, dare I say it. But a solid defensive round there from Rome. They should be feeling still pretty confident in their abilities to take rounds from Blaze as they go on the offensive here for round number 3. Batman actually grabbing the first pick, though. Lucky AF trying to rotate around to the tanker goes down. They do manage to get Mike over onto that far east side. He may be able to find some sort of action there. Lots of shots coming in from Lorena here. His lack of range may be affecting his ability in this trade as he has to use that pistol. Not to say you can't headshot people with a
Right,
pistol,
guys, what
though.
I'm gonna do.
Lorena dropping back and going for that safe rotation. Meanwhile, Mike Crook has managed to sneak his way over here onto this northeast corner. He could do some damage. No, he'd have to kill the court. They have one defending in that north courtyard. You'd have to kill the one in north courtyard.
That was my name. Everybody
Otherwise, there is a gap there. In this north defense, but anybody coming north will be seen by Prefontaine. Silent Night should see anybody coming in from the courtyard. Batman also has to be dealt with there, so they really do have the important angles covered around the objective building. Shots do ring in from Will in this long range. He's trying to take out
Get the f out of here.
the defender in that two-story.
One in second floor.
A great guy, censoring himself.
He's by the stairs on the west side of the bazaar. The center stairs.
Zero grabbing Will up onto that west side. Push coming in from Lorena. Prefontaine picks up the revive onto Silent. Lorena's in here with the shoddy. Mike Crook picks up the back of Batman. And Prefontaine's rotated out of this north courtyard area. Silent does realize that the shots were coming from out here. Goes up into the two-story. He's exposed. Mike Crook finds another pick. Down go two from Blaze and suddenly into a 3v3. Prefontaine, is he going to take his luck as well? Mike Crook still has the eyes trained in over here. He finds another. That's a triple kill for Mike on the north side, and he's turned the tides for Rome here. Excellent job from him. Zero and Noman, the final two defenders in this 2v3. Noman's getting aggressive. Relatively far away from objective. If they do lose that solo objective defender Zero, it could be bad news. They lose control of this bottom story. Could be bad news. Lorena's, almost in a capping spot here. Zero's on the backside. He goes down to Lorena, the shoddy. Picking him up, and Lorena's trying to cap on the corner. Noman has to charge this and pick him up. He can't punch in the code in time. He nicely defends. Mike Crook here picks him up, and that's 4 for Mike on the round. Or is that 5? Take a look. Gosh, I did wonder if he had kills before. I think that... No, because Lorena picked up a shotty. So that was 4 for him that round. A nice job from him on that north side to keep Rome in this. And they grab themselves a Marsoc round. And now can definitely start putting up a nice comeback here. Hold on to this defensive round against Blaze and tie things up 2-2. The comeback from Rome being mounted now. Round 4 of map 1 begins. still does have some sights here. Through the cracks in the wood. That is this defensive setup. He's actually peeking through this crack though. But he's not able to see up and over the fountain, and he's not seeing this rotation from Silent. Suppose it is a good thing he's not peeking there. Silent was definitely scanning just over those wood crates, looking for any sort of change in palette color or anything like that. Meanwhile, 2 rotating up on the northwest side, a third joining them shortly. Shotgun actually be pretty effective here as long as he lands that first shot. Are definitely in that close quarters range. Push coming in from Blaze. Shots from Silent as distraction. Zero and Noman come in. Mike goes down. Lorena's still tucked in here, and he's missed Noman, who's just charged into the corner. The code's getting punched in. Lorena finds Zero. Maybe he thinks he's saved this push, but Blaze are going to grab 2 points here and go up 4-1 to grab map number 1 in the series. A great couple of smokes there, letting Blaze slip through. And Lorena staying tucked in just a bit too long to miss the quick feet of Noman as he grabs one and dashes into the objective building. What was looking like a decent comeback there ultimately shut down very fast by Blaze. And now we go into Rome, actually Blaze's map pick. That was Rome's map choice, as they are home. We are going to go to the crowd favorite, though. Map number 2 is going to be Quarantine. Probably a pretty quick map number 1. Everyone in the lobby blaze, sticking with the same roster: Zero, Silent, Noman, Prefontaine, and Batman. The same with Rome, William Dunst, Lorena Scout, Gladiator, Mike Crook, and Lucky AF. So no subs coming in here. Although Lucky did just drop, hopefully he'll be back soon. We'll be diving into this map number 2. We have an update. We are on a tech break here. I think I will cut to a brief intermission, since it is going to take a little bit of time. We should be into map number 2, which is the series decider if Blaze can take it. So don't go anywhere. More Onward action. Just a few minutes. Good news, everyone. Rome has their 5th in lobby. Readied up and prepared for action. Blaze winning map number 1, 4-1 after a nice cap from Noman. And we'll see how they do on Quarantine for map number 2. This is Blaze's map choice. Definitely the prime opportunity for them to. Yikes. I only see 4 there. It looks like they're going to start, yep, without Lucky. Seems to have disconnected right at the start. And so in an unfortunate way for Roan to have to kick this off, but they are into a 4v5.
Center. Just one. The rest is still there. So what? Oh shit.
I also do now know that Blaze spawned up in the north.
One's north up by the broken down truck. He shot me, but I'm still up.
And we want to tune into this
I'm gonna have to move
defender
off this
over here,
spot.
Mike, into this 5-story. He's defending from the bottom floor. There's quite a few Marsoc pushing this. If he actually, he can sneak his way up here. He's got the line of sight from this garbage truck. Wonder if Noman would be expecting this kind of rotation. Silent Knight catching out Gladiator, trying to flank over in the south. Will grabbing Silent Knight up from the rooftops. Maybe Noman will try and push this. A not so great nade though from Mike does give away Mike's position.
Oh, fuck these boxes.
Now you can see Mike's a little bit nervous about a potential nade to come right up over from top of him. He tried to shoot through the garbage truck, but hitboxes are denying him the ability to do so. So he could see Noman there. He knows he's against that wall. I wonder if Noman knows the same. He is trained in on the opposite side of the garbage truck. So yeah, he's very aware of what is peekable here.
Yeah, there's one at the green dumpster truck in the far northwest.
That'll answer the question. Definitely aware of his presence. Will still with a decent spot up here in this rooftop. He's managed to grab one crosser. He does have eyes down onto that APC defender. Mike trying to take shots again through the garbage truck, but can't find them onto Noman. Oh. And Rome are really not having a good time with this video game. Mike blinks out of existence. And it comes down to William and Lorena Scout. One of the tough things of having an online game is sometimes people disconnect. Will able to disconnect 0
One down.
from this round. He goes down in the north courtyard. He still has to deal with Batman and Noman, but William may be able to hold this defense for Rome. Gotta find Batman next, though. Actually, you know what? I wonder if he'll find Noman, who is at the APC pushing forward here. Might not be expecting Will to be up here since Batman has rooftop control. Noman grabs Lorena on a rotation. Down goes Noman. The good pickup from William Dunst. Is going to be ready for Batman. He does see him. He picks him up, and we're into a 1v1. Will, the savior of Rome right now. 4 kills. He's going to drop back to objective and force the push from the final member of Blaze. Forty seconds on the clock for Prefontaine. Got to go up a well-defended William. He's managed to get himself into a pretty popular defensive position. I think he may have seen the cross from Prefontaine. Does see him down the wall. And William, with the full squad wipe from rooftop to objective, secures Rome the win after 2 disconnects. Put him on the back, baby. William in the lead. Wow. What a great hold from him. I'm surprised they never grabbed William out there. I mean, yeah, they didn't have anyone go south that would be checking rooftop angle like that to spot him out. Did have to do a lobby rehost, so apologies again for the time between rounds. Had to set that up. But we are all now back into the action. Well, into the lobby, and we should be into the action any minute now, as both squads have readied up. All 5 in the lobby. A piece, I should say. Hop into round number 2 of map 2. If you are just dropping in, Blaze has taken the series lead. They've managed to grab map number 1, 4-1, with a nice cap coming in from Noman on Bazaar. But now Rome has taken the early lead on Blaze's map choice, Quarantine. We'll see if they can continue to push that lead up to go into round 2. Mirrored spawns. Gosh, they are down again. 1. a real struggle for Rome right now. Lucky just not able to connect into these lobbies. Something going on with his system clearly, but they are into this 4v5 as we started off. Omen getting aggressive onto the Rome offense. Sees one trying to cross over onto the north. Doesn't manage
Wherever
to catch
you hear
him
that
out.
smoke, that's where there's an enemy. I'm trying
He's
to
now
rotate around.
super exposed, has to drop back, and he's going to
saw
go for a
one. He was
pretty
at
long
Hardware
rotation.
Hill.
I wonder if he's going to be ready to run into this one
Yeah, I've got eyes on the
William
south.
Dunce, I believe, pushing in here. I don't think he's aware of that.
One down, green car.
Lorena's grabbed 0. And 2 are pushing pretty close to objective. Gladiator grabs out Noman. That's going to open up the south push, so William's going to continue his advance there. As long as the west side is patient, they could really converge around onto objective nicely in this. Well, yeah, no one confirming it. This 3v4. Trying to make sure I have the counts right. Yeah, it is a 3v4 now, so Rome in the advantage.
I double tapped him. He was still alive.
On board Prefontaine over by objective. Have to hold off Mike Crook and Lorena Scout, who are patiently waiting for the rest of the Rome team to get into position, although there is smoke grenades coming out towards the rubble. Prefontaine is going to be peeking this, although I guess he probably shouldn't be since Batman does have a potential angle. Now, if Prefontaine does decide to go up into the 2-story, should see Mike Crook here prone on the ground. Does spot him out in a trade. Nice shot from Mike to the head, and that'll be a 1-for-1. Mike is resable, though. Prefontaine is not. Plays down to 2. Batman under fire from Mike Crook as soon as he gets scooped up by Lorena. He has eyes in on this location. A nice quick shot there does put it all onto the hands of Silent Knight, who catches the south. Actually, sorry, doesn't catch the south rotation. He does take some shots over towards William, but William doesn't push it. I wonder if Rome are looking for the cap here. They have 4 alive. They could prone up to this corner and punch in the code. Silent does check it from time to time. Oh yeah, Gladiator can't afford to not shoot that. Silent had guns trained right on him in Rome. Down 4v5, take round number 2 and push their lead up 2-0. Lucky is in the lobby. How long that will last is the question. Will Rome have 5 for this next round? They certainly could use it. Because right now they could potentially push their lead 3-0 on Blaze on Blaze's map pick. We are into some more tech difficulty. This time, Rome aren't faking themselves out by starting with 5. They're going to start with 4. And it has been working for them. To their credit, they are up 2-0 against Blaze. Definitely going to make defending a lot harder, though. You have to be... You know, your angles change significantly when you lose that 5th. William nearly getting picked off from that north rooftop. Does stay near objective. They do need 1 at the very least to hold that objective side, as Mike Crook has taken a forward position into the plain nose rubble. Definitely a dangerous spot. Nades often tossed over here just to sort of deter any defense like Mike is setting up here. And also some good smokes from Silent. We're going to deny vision from Mike at the very least onto this crevice. Not much else, and a nade from Mike comes up and over. Silent stays too long around those smokes, and he goes down, but Zero should be able to rotate around and pick him up.
In here.
Oh, and Mike pushing forward into the enemy smoke. Grabs Silent Knight. He won't be able to get rezzed. Now it's up to Zero to deal with this threat. I wonder if Mike's going to be ready for another one here. Shots coming in from the rooftop from Prefontaine don't quite land.
One's at the tanks.
Zero now aware of this location. Look at this. The rotation from Mike. I think he may try and flank Zero. The question is, will he be ready for Noman, who does have eyes over here from that corner? Ooh, he's not ready for Gladiator. Will finds Zero from the 2-story, and Blaze are dropping quickly from Rome. The 4-man defense doing a nice job to hold on. Now Batman and Prefontaine into a 2v4. Look, they are opting to stick together. I was wondering if Prefontaine was going to try and go for a west rotation. I think that would have been may be the harder one. They do have to deal with Mike, who's been on fire this series so far. Prefontaine almost killed the both of them there with that botched nade. Wanted to toss that over into the direction of Mike, I'm sure, but unfortunately doesn't get the angle he wants. I wonder if Batman will be able to find Mike on the corner. He's not. Mike grabs himself another, and man, he's been so effective in this rubble here. The final one, picked up by William Dunce, puts Rome into a very solid lead on Blaze's map pick as they go up 3-0. Mike doing some work in the rubble there. I don't think I've really seen anybody go and navigate around the rubble like that either. Rome mounting the comeback as Blaze now have to defend against all 5 of Rome. First time they've had 5 on this map. We'll see if it does help them, as you think it would. But clearly Rome proving they only need 4. Mike Crook catches Noman on a very late rotation. The north spawn for that Rome squad paying off right now as they go up into this 5v4 now. Gladiator on a far flank. Shots from Will down into the rubble support the push coming in from Lorena Scout. Rifle in hand this time as he is going to be pushing on to Batman.
Watch behind you. I'll cover the hole behind you. Just keep watching. Keep watching my north. I'll keep watching your back.
Lorena Scout comes up and over. Silent misses the push and he goes down in a trade. Blaze now into a 2v4. Be the right time for Rome to push. They have had the west as Zero peeks up and over from the wall, grabs Mike Crook. Will be unresable. Could potentially rotate to Silent Knight. The only remaining Rome are over on the east and one up here on the north, who does have some vision in.
Keep our eyes.
I don't think they're going to go for the cross, though. Just in a bit of a holding pattern now for this Blaze squad. I wonder if they're really considering Silent Night. They could go and res him right now. Zero could commit to it. Pretty soon, though, he's not going to have that ability to, as that south rotation is coming into effect. Also, slowly getting flanked from the west. Gonna have to watch out for Lucky. The forgotten fifth, if you will, of Rome. Prefontaine catches out William Dunce. Lucky does manage to cross. Gladiator grabbing out Prefontaine. 2 minutes left into the 1v2. Lucky peeks the corner, does see a 0 on it. Doesn't take the shots, does take them as the nade comes out, in Rome grab map number 2 and take us to a series decider. They also take the overall point lead. You gotta wonder how the delays affect the mentality of of a player. I think if you come into this map 2 quickly after that cap from Blaze, the cap is still fresh in Rome's mind and fresh in Blaze's. They have that confidence, but after being dare I say cold for so long, kind of shifts it into that favor of Rome, and they are able to take that series in a very strong fashion, winning 3 rounds 4v0. I mean, actually, won the first round 1v5. William got a full squad wipe, I believe it was. Second round they didn't have their fifth. Third round they didn't have their fifth, and that fourth round finally they had Lucky, and you saw him get the game-winning kill of all things. Map number 3 is going to be Cargo. Hopping right into the action. Rome on the offense, Blaze on the defense. This is Rome's map pick.
You gotta kill that guy. Yeah, I know, I remember. Yeah, but you gotta get him. They're gonna push out to the middle pretty hard and fast. We're gonna just stay behind cover and then throw it, right?
But this is a huge game for Rome. If they can take this series from Blaze, it definitely would have surprised me, because I had my eggs in the Blaze basket, but they would also manage to, get a great chunk of MMR in a very tight MMR race. Mike Crook grabs out 0. Prefontaine's pushing up onto William Dunce. And we are underway into the action. Blaze into a 3v4, but they're playing it super aggressive. William looking for the shots there through the cargo crate. Prefontaine, though, may be able to grab 2 if he's patient. Down goes 1. William Dunce does grab Silent Night, but I don't know if that was the right target. I wonder if he thinks or is aware still of Prefontaine being here up against this crate. Batman trying to deal with the shield coming out. He's also getting pushed from his left side. Gladiator pretty undefended. because Prefontaine is sort of stuck there dealing with William Dunce. William does cross into the line of fire. Big pickup for Prefontaine. Now he can rotate back towards objective. It's what he has to do as Gladiator begins to push Batman. Batman is aware of the crossing. Takes one shot, does hit him in the back, but Gladiator able to get into cover and get a heal off. Batman has to check this. He spots him out. The trade on objective. We're into the final bit. Mike Crook and Prefontaine, the shield. And that laser pistol, or silence pistol, I think it is. He drops back far enough. The nade from Prefontaine not going to do it. You see Prefontaine there. He waved his gun on the outside, try and bait out shots. Didn't see any, and then risked the peek, and now realizes he's the last one alive. Can pick up Batman and turn this into a 2v1. I'm surprised he didn't drop back and do this earlier. But that's a big pickup. Makes it a lot harder now for Mike to make this magic happen. But he's got 3 minutes to do it. Of all the daytime maps, this one I'm not too surprised to see night vision. Especially with the shield, night vision laser sight's super effective. And cargo's pretty easy to see with the lighting. It's still pretty easy to see with night vision, as you can tell here, in comparison to some of the other maps where people have been taking night vision still, like Bazaar, to see inside dark areas. Definitely a viable means. Stuff here. 2 minutes left for Mike to push in, and he is going to be coming up against Prefontaine. He can land these early shots. He could take this one bit at a time, although Batman also has an angle here. Prefontaine goes down. That's one. Now he has to take up against Batman, who catches him reloading in Blaze. In the final map, the series decider, take the lead 1-0. Rome is looking good today, though. You would not think that they are separated by 8 ranks worldwide. And I know that I brought that up a bunch, but if you are just tuning in, that is the case. We have rank 11 versus rank 18. But it's only a 20 MMR separation. So if Rome can take this series, it's definitely a nice bit of MMR for them to be gaining. And they could go up 4 to 5 ranks based off a win like that. So you know, a team that we have had very few eyes on this season, only 1 game cast. And maybe they've been using that to their advantage, sort of training in the darkness. As they are proving to be a tough competitor for Blaze. Kept bringing it down into a 1v1 for this final round on Cargo. And, I mean, taking Quarantine 4-0, that was Blaze's map choice. So Rome looking very good, although they aren't in the lead here. They clearly have a strategy as they have deployed a hefty amount of smokes into the center area. Question is, are they very effective? William may actually use one to his advantage. Silent Knight able to grab him out in the smoke, though. And they are pushing in quick. They're trying to do a little bit of a fast push here. Noman on the backside grabs one, grabs two. A quick double, and they are on top of the objective. Lucky may not be aware that he goes down. Mike hasn't moved from the smoke. Noman could be punching in the code if he wants, but doesn't. He blows past Mike. Mike picks him up with a shotty, and now he's the sole defender on the objective. Zero sees the back of him, takes the shots, and Blaze in a blaze take round number 2 and push their lead up 2-0. We are just stopping by. You're here for the series decider, map number 3 in this pretty close Blaze versus Rome matchup. It's gone one way heavily in favor of Blaze. Rome able to snap back and take quarantine in dominating fashion, but now Blaze here putting it up 2-0. We'll see if Rome can manage to grab some rounds of their own. Noman getting aggressive, pushing forward. Prefontaine also getting into a rather forward position. The smokes from Rome not deterring an aggressive Blaze defense. They really want to apply the pressure onto this Rome offense. Gladiator does grab one inside. That's a nice pickup. Zero able to refrag that, though. And Noman now on an aggressive flank. Does have the attention of Lorena, who is trying to rotate onto that, tossing nades even to try and deter it. No, Mike Crook with his shield and pistol. Lorena Scout with his shotgun, too. Well, I wouldn't say Mike Crook's unorthodox, but the shotgun definitely an unorthodox choice. He is going to come up onto Noman. Managed to snag him out, and now Mike's going to be getting pressure applied from all sides. Down goes one. Wow, an interesting reload strategy showing off there, but Noman able to flank him and not really have to cause too much worry for Blaze as they go up 3-0. I don't think I've ever seen anybody reload a gun on the ground. Maybe I'm just not paying close enough attention. I don't know. That was pretty cool, though. Blaze ultimately able to grab that round, pushes their lead up 3-0 on this final map, and maybe they're looking to do what Rome did to them on quarantine and take their map pick 4-0. We do go up into that series point here pretty soon. Looking at the KDs, Noman really applying the pressure. 7-2 right now on Cargo. Even after you, oh, you just can't use your, you have to reload. I was just gonna think, how would you have to cock the gun? But if you reload before you spend your last bullet, then you wouldn't have to. I guess you could do it all on the ground. Oh, I never tried that. But enough of me wondering about what I just witnessed. We'll see what's going to happen right now as Rome try and hang on to this series. They need to take every single round from here on out if they want to grab this one. And maybe a bit of a tall order as they're already down 1. Noman continues his bloodbath on Cargo, pushes his kills now to 8 in total. Silent getting aggressive in the center, catches 1. The smokes are thick and heavy onto the Rome defense. Is Mike Crook able to grab a pusher? William Dunst picks up 1 as well. Prefontaine's here on objective in the smoke capping, and this may be how Blaze takes the series 5-0. Blink and you would have missed it. That final round done in a few seconds. But a lot of fast action leading Blaze into the Series W. But it wasn't easy. Rome definitely putting up a good fight. If they could just, you gotta wonder what, I mean, I guess they did have all 5 alive there for that final, you know, I didn't see any connection issues for them on Cargo, so they definitely had an even shake there against Blaze, but they have to replicate that magic they put up on Quarantine for sure. That is definitely, it was definitely a good performance by them. Ultimately, Blaze able to turn it back on, secure themselves what I would think would be an MMR boost enough to push them into the top 10. I think they were ranked 11. But I don't know if they'll get this 20 MMR separation. They will get some, but I don't know about how much it'll be and if it will be enough to push them up in rank. But it is very tight, like we've said, within even up to the rank 7 spot worldwide. So curious to see how everything shakes up. That's going to be it for me this afternoon, though. My voice is going to be toast. That's why I'm getting a week off, and you may see a bit of lack in coverage. That's because we are attending OC6, Oculus Connect 6. There'll be a lot of VRML players and a lot of us casters there. It'll be a really fun time to be meeting up. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody and hanging out. It's going to be a really good time. And we'll come back from that convention stronger than ever. We have some great new stuff we'll be rolling out relatively soon. It looks fantastic. I cannot wait to show it off to you guys. A lot of hard work coming in from, shout out to Noman in particular. He's put a lot of hard work into getting this stuff solidified, and it looks really good. So I'm looking forward to seeing how all this, how our rebrand, if you will, shakes out. But it's coming. So expect that in a week's time. And thank you guys for tuning in to the Monday Night Fight. My name is NightFiree with 2 E's. I will see you later. Maybe in the weekend with the cast. We'll see how I'm feeling. That'll be it for me. Goodbye, everybody.